good.
Oh, that's it. We live. We good. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children shouldn't be watching this. Welcome to the Three Good Guys podcast.
It's not.
It's not for kids. You know, I mean, they can. I'm not gonna stop you. But for adults, anyways. Welcome to the Three Good Guys podcast. You know, we're ready to have a good time. Before we do anything, though, smash that like button and double smash the subscribe button. Okay?
No, don't double smash it because then
it'll unsubscribe.
Triple smash the subscribe button.
Yeah, you can triple
smash the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Bam, bam, bam.
Only.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And let's go ahead and hop into things. First and foremost, guys, I almost said something I don't feel comfortable saying it no more. I can't. I can't be him. You know what I'm saying? I have couth, you know. But let's hop into this. First and foremost, it's Black History Month. Day number one. Shout out to all the brothers out there, all the sisters. Fight the power. You know what I'm saying? Fight the good fight. All the good stuff. But how y'all feeling about Black History Month?
Bro, we're not doing introductions?
Man, forget the introduction. Every time we do introduction, you got something ridiculous to say.
We got to do introductions.
He didn't want to say something silly.
He got something stored up.
Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's go to introductions of the guys of the Three Good Guys podcast. First and foremost, my name is Miles. I said foremost because I'm more important to him, not to him. To my right, we have
Rodney.
And to the far right,
can we just clap it up real quick? Give it up to Miles for getting a haircut, y'all. He's back to normal. He looking good today.
He was bold enough to put his mustard on.
Yeah. And my name is Leonard. There we go.
I
will give you congratulations. Your haircut looks good, man.
I appreciate it.
I had something good to say.
Kind of.
I'm lifting my brother up.
That's right.
Kind of.
And Black History Month, I got nothing negative to say about a black person.
No, we can't. So just remember that when we get to talking about Bronny, okay? You know, he did set the tone already.
Yeah, he said nothing bad to say about it. I didn't say I got nothing bad to say about a black person.
All right.
But I am pro Black History Month. We've done a lot, and you do enough in a place, you deserve your recognition, especially when a place does their best to starve you of said recognition.
Hey,
so we learned it.
That was preaching.
Let's celebrate it. You
That's
feel
a
me?
Beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But what we got on the docket for today, man?
So we're gonna start off talking a little bit about Black History Month. So there was some sort of move to end Black History Month, and I want to get your thoughts on that. And what do you think the benefits of Black History Month are, or do you think moving away from it isn't such a bad thing? Let's start with you, Leonard.
I got strong feelings on this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, here we go. Because there's a move to end Black History Month. I get the idea. Like, hey, let's all just be one. But that's me putting a lot of trust in people I don't trust. You get what I'm saying? I would love it if we as a country would, all just be one. But I feel like if we don't take time to recognize each other, the African American stuff, it will just get thrown by the wayside. Now, I don't need the government to do it, though. I'm not saying it has to be an official government thing. Y'all know how I feel about the government. I never, say depend on the government, in these type of matters. So that's how I feel. I think the idea of let's end Black History Month. Yeah, I think it can come from a good place. Of course, it can come from a racist place. I'm pretty sure that's where it started. Yeah. But I think it can come from a good place. I've heard some Black people I actually respect, speak on it, because it does keep a reminder of the separation. But it's like, y'all started the separation. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not in favor for ending Black History Month. This is a lot of trust that I don't have.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I can't be in favor for ending Black History Month until the people and their grandchildren who gave us a reason for Black History Month are no longer here.
Because our president right now was a grown man when segregation ended. But they were trying to make segregation seem like it was so long ago.
There are far away.
People right now who grew up segregated, who grew up not allowed to go to school. Thank you. Exactly. Our grandmother. Yes. Great point. So they didn't go to school with Black people. You know what I'm saying? And so you're right. Yeah. You got some generations.
Yeah. So
first,
I don't trust getting rid of Black History Month to be not racially motivated, until the kind of people that would be racially motivated are no longer here.
True.
Until then, I can't give them.
That's a lot.
I can't put faith.
A lot of trust.
Something like that. In I just can't do it. I don't have it. I don't think it's right. And plus, what have you in school or heard of somebody teaching about Martin Luther King outside of Black History Month? As if he's only a good leader during the month of February.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Luther King was a great leader, period. If we're studying leaders of American history, we can study MLK in March.
Yeah.
We can study him in December, and we can hit other significant Black figures in the month of February.
Now, if they were doing that, though, if they were like, here's our new curriculum, we're teaching, American history, highlighting all aspects of America throughout, and we see in April, we're talking about Black people. In December, Black people are mentioned. Then it'd be like, okay,
yeah,
that plan is like ended, but there's no plan on how we're going to continue to highlight.
So, and that's what I mean by I can't trust them. So if they were to change the way that they handle Black history as a whole, I could say we don't need Black History Month. But like I said to start this, we have done enough to deserve credit, and people have been trying to, or have tried to withhold us from that credit.
Exactly.
So, don't end it. That don't sound right to me.
You got a third note.
Clean
sweep. No, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of light skinned. I didn't know where he was going with that.
Until my reparations are
in my pocket. No, until my reparations are spent.
Exactly.
In my pocket and spent.
Then you can't end it. And I second what you guys are saying. Like, there's people who have experienced it that are still alive. Like, we're not so far removed from it.
Not at all.
Especially how news and media and things work nowadays. Like, I just was earlier on today, like, looking at old Kobe videos of when he passed, and like, that's old news, but that just happened 5 years ago. 5 years ago is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like a long time because nowadays everything moves so quickly when it comes to, the new story, the new whatever that happens. But yeah, that's kind of crazy that they would see. And I think pairing that on top of the fact that you're trying to get rid of like all the critical race theories, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
On top of that, it kind of puts people. I mean, it just gives a bad taste in like Black people's mouth to most degree. Like, most people are not going to rock with it because it's like, okay, you're taking away this, taking away this, taking away that, and you just feel like, okay, this could be something we slide under the rug. Like, no, this is literally our history.
Yeah.
Like, this is why we're here. This has everything to do with us as a people and why we're even in the state that we're in right now. Now, of course, it's not something that we continue to lean on and use as an excuse to not advance. But at the same time, it needs to be something that's, understood. Like, hey, I think it could be more of a motivator than what people think. People think of it as an excuse in most cases, but like, okay, look, we came from this. Like, how much further can we go? So I think it should be, it should stay inside. Now, of course, the month thing, and then of course people's arguments are gonna be like, well, where's this month, or where's this racism month, or
listen,
what have you.
Not everybody was slaves here in America.
Exactly.
All right. So you according to what happened to you here in America, that's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it just is what it is.
Exactly. So yeah.
I think that so I was just going through some content that I have. I was episode of How Pastors Are Made with Pastor Eric Anthony Brown in Greenville, Texas.
Oh, that was a nice little shameful plug.
No, hold on. Let me say what I'm saying here.
I like the show, by the way. It's really one of my favorite pieces of content.
I appreciate it. Okay. So I'm putting out new shorts and 5-10 minute clips of the conversation I had with him. But one of the things he said, it was in 1999, they were burning Black churches in Greenville, Texas.
See what I'm saying?
In 1999.
I was born in 91. That ain't long enough ago for me to give you that kind of trust.
You feel me? So if that's the kind of thing that was still happening, Greenville ain't far from here. We're like an hour.
No, it ain't far from here. It's 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's like 20, 30 minutes from here. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, those people are still here. And this is what I told them. I said, if it happened in 99, the people who did that are still here. Right? Yeah. And they taught that kind of hatred to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
I can't trust that people who have enough power to do that are now going to be in power and are not forced to share the truth of this portion of American history. I can't trust it.
So when I hear politicians or president or whoever say, if you continue to teach this curriculum, we're gonna like cut your government funding. Mm-hmm. Like, what is that? How do you feel about
that? Cutting government funding over a curriculum that is not harmful, have a problem. So my question, because I hear people talk about stuff all the time, and I never actually know like the extent of like what are the details.
That's what I'm about to say. Because I don't know what it is, so I don't want to talk on it too much. Because one thing I know is headlines are so misleading.
True.
Yeah.
So I mean,
although they are, and like I'm not saying that to be true. This is just what I've been hearing. This is the common talking point by a lot of left-leaning, people or content creators or what have you, saying that that's something. Now I don't know if that's exactly correct, but that's what people are hearing. That's what the masses are hearing. That's what the common people are hearing.
Like
they're hearing the
critical race theory.
Exactly.
So like when I heard about critical race theory, it was presented to me as making sure that the teaching of how races were treated in America was accurate. And I was like, beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I heard someone else talk about it, it was teaching that all white people are bad because of what had happened, and they have a sin that they need to be forgiven of. So I'm like, what is really being taught? I think that stuff just gets put underneath the umbrella of critical race theory, and it could be something good being taught, or it could be something.
But I mean, we can use ourselves as examples. Like we went to school, we learned about different things. Did you ever feel like it was presented in a way like white people as a whole are bad, and
I don't think critical race theory was something that I was taught in school. I feel like that's a new.
No, we weren't.
That's a new term. So no.
Well, yeah, of course the term. But I'm like, whenever you're in class, or if you can remember back to that time, I know some of you guys are really old.
You're 1 year younger than me. It's not that.
But you got some grades in there. I don't have any hair, so I guess that makes sense.
I got plenty of grades.
So yeah, but when you're in class or thinking back to that time being in class, did you ever feel like, oh man, I feel bad, like how they're dogging on the white folks right now?
Never.
Like I never thought. I understood that was a time in American history, and like
especially like
people. There's some people that are still like this,
bro.
But it's not. It wasn't made to make. I don't know, the other white people in there feel bad unless it hit home for you. Unless you got racist folk in your family.
Grandma be talking too loose.
Exactly. In that case, and then it hurt.
I never felt that. I never felt that at all.
Especially when we moved to Redlands.
I didn't feel like
You got to get somebody white on the show.
You got to, yeah.
I got somebody in mind.
Because like I didn't feel that black people were being taught like, oh, you can't be more than this. I didn't feel that, and I didn't feel like white people were being taught like, oh, you owe a debt because of this. Like I felt like this was history, and this is today.
Yeah, the thing I ain't like we for a time we were in a very very Caucasian area.
Yeah, we went from one end of the spectrum to the other. We went from all black,
and some Hispanic, to all white and just white. Like it was nothing else there. But I didn't feel like anything like that was happening. The only thing I didn't like is during Black History Month, they would talk about stuff, and then all the white folks would look at me like, "Oh snap!" Be reading something and the N-word pop up, and the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Now I did have a moment. I remember this distinctly. I was I was in high school, just moved out here to Texas, and one of my teachers, it was Black History Month, she was teaching on something, and as she was talking, she was walking around the room, and I am the only black person in this class at the time. So she comes up behind me, like as she's talking, and puts her hand on my shoulder, like as she's talking about.
She just reads the N-word smack dab.
Not that, but like
R with it.
It was just like and I was just like,
come on.
I was like, you didn't need it.
Yeah, come on.
Like
I could have learned if you were standing at the front of the class. I still would have absorbed the information.
I think just people just need to not too much dwell on the past, like learn the past,
understand it.
Just be focused on just being a good person today.
Exactly.
Like for instance, I went to the movies one time, and It was like I think it was a rated R movie, whatever. And I'm like 27 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so the guy, he's like, I need your ID. He's like, my ID. And it's a white guy. And he says, wow, black don't crack. Right? And I thought it was hilarious. Like, I laughed at it. But then this Caucasian lady came up to me and she was like, I am so sorry he did that to you. Like, that is not okay. And I'm like, all right, for you, it's not okay. And for some other black people, it might not be okay. But for me,
it's a compliment.
It was well-timed comedy, right?
It's a good joke.
So I'm just like,
we laugh at a good joke.
I think we should learn the past, but I don't think we should feel guilty for what ancestors did. Sure. I mean, if that's the case, then black people need to feel guilty too, because black people sold black people to the white people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel no guilty.
And the people that were doing the selling got stolen, so that's all.
I had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel white people should feel. I feel like they should acknowledge what happened, but not feel like, oh, I did that.
So then you would get the counter argument, which of course, listen to like, yeah, we don't have anything to do with it. So when black people talk about reparations, like that shouldn't be a thing.
No.
How do you feel about that?
That's stupid.
You want to go?
Yeah, my first thing is this. I got a friend who doesn't believe that we should have reparations. And I said, America owes a debt. And until America pays its debt, America is in debt.
And they ain't never going to pay it.
So until they pay reparations, they owe reparations. That's how I feel about it. Mm-hmm. Also, I feel like just because you didn't do it, it may affect you. Your great-grandparents might have done it, but it does affect people today. Mm-hmm. Like, I think people don't understand the vast how racism truly has affected America. I think we think that like the effect stopped after a generation, not realizing that everything that was done has a ripple effect that does go on. Like the reason some people don't believe in themselves is a result of racism. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the reason some people don't work hard is because they don't feel like if they work hard, they'll get. It's from racism. Oh, we need to change the way you think. You're right. They do need to change the way they think, but they're only thinking the way that they are because of the racism. Like the only reason they need to change the way they think is because of the racism to begin with. Mm-hmm. For some, not everybody, but like it really reaches super far. And I also think people don't understand that there's pretty much not an area of life in America that wasn't affected by racism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I agree with that. And I know reparation was a question, but I just want to respond to that. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. But my problem is, it's like somebody that realizes what their issue is, but then don't fix it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. What? I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm saying like some people don't realize that. Mm-hmm. Like there are folks in a mindset right now because of things happen to their parents, their grandparents, their great grandparents, and it'll all pass down to them. And now the only thing they have to do is change the way they think. That's great that you understand that. They don't understand that. Yeah. And the reason they don't understand that is because of the racism that happened the last 50 years that put them in that, or 100 years or 200 years, put them in that position in the first place.
So they should listen to our podcast.
They should definitely listen. They should subscribe
and realize
to the podcast
that your options are limitless.
Yeah, you can do more. But here's the problem. Here's the reason why I say until America pays its debt, America owes the debt. Mm-hmm. Because until America pays the debt, there are going to be people that don't realize what the racism did. Yeah. And they're still living in the effects of the racism.
I get that. But to talk about reparations, like, I'm not a big reparations guy. I mean, I ain't turning down no check. You know what I'm saying? And if Donnie T want to be the one to do it, you know,
call him Donnie T now.
Send him right.
Coming right here. Listen,
Donnie T. You can sign every check, Donald. I don't care. Your stuff should be on there.
But I think that a more effective way would be, I know some government programs to support Black communities or Black grants or free education. I think just a blanket check, it's not going to really help people grow.
For sure.
I think that setting up something to help them grow, because if you're telling me you are behind because of slavery, then I should have something in place to help accelerate you, like education, right? But if I just give you a check, then like Eddie said on Barbershop, this is going to make Cadillac the number one dealer. Like that's all it's going to do. So that's how I really feel about it. I haven't heard a good plan for reparations planned out. I'm not saying there's not one. I just haven't heard one. And I just don't think that giving cash is going to help. I'll take it.
I think giving cash will help a whole lot more than what they've been doing. That's the first thing.
Okay,
So
I get that.
With that being said, if we can send $1 billion to Ukraine every other week,
now listen,
you can pay reparations.
I'm not arguing with you.
For sure.
I'm just thinking of how to help advance my people beyond.
No, I feel you, but I'm saying a check could do a. I understand that there'll be a lot of people that don't use stuff right, but there'll also be a lot of people that do. There'll be a lot of people who have been looking
and
for,
and there'll be a lot of people more energized to do so, because if it's, let's think about this as a mass, as a people here in America. If that were to happen and there's a significant amount of funds, then even the preparation for that, I'm sure that would be conversation in all of our communities across the board. Like, what can we truly do with this?
Absolutely.
How can we build? How can we, and then it's more of a, I think that will, honest to goodness, I believe it would bring us together in mentality more, because they're like, okay, everybody got a big check that's getting ready to hit.
Everybody about to eat.
So let me ask y'all this.
What are we going to do together to make sure this money lasts?
What is a sufficient reparations
check? Man, listen, that's what I need to know.
I don't know, but
I need to know. Because listen, if they gave you $1,200 reparations, I'm sure I'm
gonna fight. But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Whatever professionals have come up, because people have done the math and was old. Whatever number they came up with, that's what's sufficient.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Well, I'm just asking you for your person. Like, we talked about earlier. What's your number? What's your number that hit your bank account that say, all right, America, you've done your job? What's your number?
I feel like if they actually did this, if they actually broke off, I don't know, 100K or like 50K per person, like per adult.
50K?
I feel like if they actually did that.
Listen, 50K would change some things.
I feel like for real, if they actually did that,
that's. You're right.
I don't see 50K as life-changing money, but 50,000 is enough money.
It's not life-changing, but it's
your possibilities.
It's a couple of years changing
today.
You do it right, it'll free up some stuff.
Absolutely.
You do this mortgage right.
I just Google really quick, just like how much 40 acres worth in America on average. They said it's anywhere between 121,000 to 165,000.
Yeah, they was breaking off
100K.
Listen,
100K.
If they was breaking off 100K, I'd be first in line.
Me personally, I don't even think it needs to be every adult. It could be per family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't know. What you mean? It's a lot. Some people with big families, some people with small families. I didn't know what kind of cut I'm getting.
100K per family. You,
per tax,
Gina, Taylor, Josiah, y'all get 100K. Gina don't get 100K by herself. Taylor don't get 100K by herself.
I don't know. You get some quick divorces. I'll tell you that much. I gotta get my 100K. We get this money.
Like, and this is how I honestly feel about it. If they do that, I don't believe that there's a single U.S. government program that should have to, like, if you blow it, you blew it. That's not on the government to come and save you.
But that would be the reality for a lot of people.
It's
because a lot of people that don't. Working in my line of work for so long.
If you don't know what to do with money, you don't know what to do with money.
You see people that don't know what to do with money, and they get a lot of money and they just blow. Especially people who've been poor their whole life. Now it's just like, oh, now I can actually get the things that I never thought I'd get in a million years. When that shouldn't be your mentality.
Yeah.
Your mentality should be, how can I make this last for the rest of my life and for my family?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should be the mentality if you get that large lump sum.
So, like, my personal thought is if that were to happen, I would want to have something that educates people all throughout the land.
So now you get into what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's got to be
just so that
all create just a black coin on a
black cryptocurrency.
And just dump all of it. No,
that'd be crazy.
You know how many people be out of money?
But it'll be wild. But I feel like if we do that, then it is what it. And if you end up blowing that, then you blew it, and I can't say the government did.
But I'll agree with Leonard though. I don't think the money would be the wisest thing to do. I think it would be more so. It had to be a full plan around it. I would say money could be included to a degree, but also like different things.
It could have been money when slaves first got out.
Yeah,
it could have been money then, but now
because we have the mentality coming out of slavery. That's why all those things were built.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
we was going crazy.
Listen,
that would have did wonders for us then.
Let me tell you something, and this is why I don't know if we're gonna go this way. This is why I don't really too much care for DEI and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. As Black people, we were much more ambitious when times were harder than we are now.
Absolutely,
yeah.
As a whole,
no, we were much more together.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Like, we were more so for the community more than anything.
For our families.
Exactly.
We were in the Jim Crow era. We were thriving, building businesses and growing as a whole. That's like one of the statistics I saw is that since affirmative action and DEI have come in, Black people as a whole have not gained more of the wealth in America, unlike every other minority group.
Mm-hmm. Yep, number one benefit was white women
for affirmative action and LGBTQ for DEI. Mm-hmm. It's like we keep getting these things. It's like, here, this is to help you, this is to help you, but we're not progressing. Yeah, according to the numbers. Mm-hmm. So
somebody needs to give us a thing that actually helps us.
I know what to help you. Get with me. I got a plan for you.
That might help. But yeah, I feel like we really need to. And that's another reason why I feel like maybe we should, like, and I don't disagree with y'all when you say money's not the answer per se, but at the same time, I'm like,
it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing.
Money is actually a really good answer.
It could be a good answer.
Like, and I'll take it, and I will invest in everything Black people spend their money on. Okay, I'm a invest
my shares in Cadillac.
I'm a
Jordan brand.
Nike's
going up
through the roof. You give Black people $100,000.
Nike going up.
Nike through the roof. I'm investing in Chinese food restaurants.
Gotta do it.
And beauty supply stores.
Gotta do it.
And I've done it.
Gotta do it.
Cashing out because that's just
you going up.
Nah. More specifically, like wigs and
weaves. Oh man,
mm-hmm. Investing in weave.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna find a Black-owned company that makes that. I'm gonna invest in them personally because they are going up.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Black people don't support Black businesses.
I think they're going up.
I'm gonna call it out. We don't.
I think we do to a degree.
To a very small one.
Hold on, give me just a second, y'all. Give me just
okay. Give me a second. Do what you gotta do.
We do to a degree. I think the problem is we have our own stereotypes about each other, or we're our biggest haters.
We are certifiable,
and so it's weird. It's weird to see other communities like the Asian community. They do really well at like supporting each other, going to each other for things.
Every community does that. Except for the Black community.
Yeah, that's very true. But I think I've talked about this before, but I do think it has to do with the roots. It has to do with how slavery affected us. It's one of those things that drawn off of
we fought so hard to be integrated, and I believe in integration, but it cost us a lot of our community.
But think about this. I would say we go further back, even before, because I mean, after slavery, I mentioned like we were more together, like in building communities, and that was more forward because it was just like, now we got this opportunity. We've been through this, especially the people that were just in it. We all been through this traumatic thing, or our parents, direct parents, or brothers, sisters, whoever, all went through this traumatic thing. Like, now we're able to do our own thing. Like, let's get together and do it, right? Especially, and I mean, I don't want to say it too controversially, but especially because we couldn't go into white spaces.
Yeah.
So we had to
calls us to build.
We had to build something for ourselves, right? Not to say that was the correct solution, but at the same time, it prompted us to do something that we possibly wouldn't normally have done. But said all that to say, the biggest thing is not having the sense of the roots of who we are. Like, for instance, you can trace my family back to slavery, and then that's where it ends. Like, we can say a general region of where I came from, but like, I don't know who my ancestors were.
You from Georgia?
Exactly.
That's how far back as we go.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I don't know, and so I think having that identity or understanding who you are on that level does a little bit something more for you. Because I'll even say in the African community, people from Africa or direct descendants in Africa, they're more together than we are as Black people. They support each other in more spaces than we do as Black people or American. born black people. So yeah, it's tough because I look at places like New Zealand and stuff like that, and I like how close knit, like they call each other like brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like when they walk around, like it's a family oriented country. Like,
which has got to be amazing.
That's right, that, like to have that.
Oos, yeah.
To have that is just amazing.
We got it.
Like,
but we're never gonna have it. I think I just accepted it.
Yeah.
We're never gonna have it.
Yeah.
If you want a family, you better have a family in Christ. You ain't gonna have it in
absolutely.
This is all there is.
My brother in Christ.
Yeah. But like to have that, I think would have done wonders for us. But that was basically stripped away from us, unfortunately, by our own people to some degree. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I think that would have done something for us.
Yeah, that's wild. What's next on the docket, brother?
Wonderful, man. So moving on.
Well, I guess we're done with that.
I know.
I mean, you want to dig into it more?
No.
Well, I do have one other thing I want to add because of course, we hear about this is something that happened. People nowadays don't feel like they're to blame, so they shouldn't feel like they should have to move anything forward or pay any extra reparations towards a certain group of people because But as you mentioned, their direct descendants benefited from it, which allowed them to benefit from it. But here's what I want to go to though.
Okay.
Just as your parents, like if you're a parent, so as much as you love your son and your daughter, there's going to be something that you do that may send them off track or like may mess them up to some degree.
You always gonna mess up a kid. It's gonna happen.
It's inevitable, right? So whenever your child gets older and realizes that and understands, oh, this is why I did this, and this is why maybe I failed in this area because I built this callus up from how my parents treated me in this way, or maybe they hid me from too many things to where I wasn't experienced, so I was naive, or something like that. So where does accountability step in for them after realizing it, and then also where does the sympathy comes in for like, well, this is how you were coached your whole life, and so it's hard. So that can be the same. I think that people use that parallel for the sense of like, okay, you guys went through slavery, you understand how it affected you.
I was saying that earlier with Miles.
So let's dig into that more. Like
once you realize what's causing your problem, then it's time for you to grow up and fix it. Like people like, I'm like this because my mama made me this way. Okay, now we know what the issue is. Go fix it. I feel the same way about America. Like, yes, black people were put at a disadvantage because of things that happened. Well, now that we're aware, make changes, think differently, right? Like they said, the number one way to not go into poverty is to finish high school, have a job, and not have children before marriage. And like that gives like a 90% chance of not.
It's like 98%.
98% chance of not going into poverty, right? So yeah, we might be behind the 8 ball, but we know we can do those 3 things and get ourselves out of poverty. So that's why, like, I might sound callous, and people think you're callous, and then especially like when a white person tells you this, they really think you're callous or whatever. But it's like, we're not saying you don't have issues. We're just saying that there are solutions available.
Take the solution.
Take the solution.
Like there's
because the black culture, like there's nothing inside of black culture that tells you marriage before children. Nothing. Like everything inside black culture is like, it's fine, have as many babies as you want, or send them back to God.
Or at least at least the culture that's pushed on a
that's what I'm saying.
Scale. Yeah.
So our culture don't promote success within black people. It don't.
That's crazy.
I can recall so many times in the circle of like, friends, and even I'm being a culprit of this too. Like, if one of your homeboys can't get no girls, like we talking about them,
talking bad about them. Meanwhile, you need to be doing your homework.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we ain't talking about that.
Never.
Like nobody ever gets made fun of for having bad grades unless you fail. Yeah. But then it's like it's too late. Then Like you've already failed. You've already got held back. We'll laugh at you for getting held
Like,
back.
you're supposed to get C's. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You're not supposed to be
be
too
good enough
smart,
to
but you ain't supposed to be dumb enough to not move forward.
Exactly. Crazy.
So, and that's how I feel about the black community. Like, I feel like we have the internet. You know what I'm saying? We have
the internet's one heck of a tool.
We have so much resources available
You got
right
ChatGPT now.
I'm not saying you don't have, a struggle to come out of. And I was blessed. Like, my father took good care of us. So I know I'm speaking from a place of privilege.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But I'm saying if you really want to better yourself, you can find out how. The information is not hidden anymore.
Y'all,
You know?
I'm sorry, this is off topic, but that apple pie smells so good right now. It is smashing.
See what I'm saying?
Black folks.
Exactly.
This is exactly what we talking
Man,
about.
I can't help it.
We talking about better
We talking
life.
about
And he
advanced,
like,
we talking about
that apple pie,
apple
no
pie,
fam.
no. See, that's the distraction.
Let me say what I really want to say though.
Nah, that's what you wanted to say.
I mean, I did want to say that too, but this is what I was really gonna get at, because you brought up our dad. Our dad, he grew up in a culture where apparently it was okay to not graduate high school because he didn't graduate high school. I mean, he eventually did. But he was in this. I remember when my dad graduated high school and got his high school diploma. But he decided that he was going to be the father to us that he didn't have. And him and my mother decided that they were going to figure out how to build and keep a family together.
Yeah.
As a result of that, they set us on a different path than a lot of people were set on, because they made those two decisions. Those aren't even big decisions. They're two small decisions with huge ramifications.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that on a large scale, those are two decisions that we need to make as a whole. I think the men need to make the same decision, and women need to make the decision to only be with people who's willing to make that decision with them.
Here's the thing. I think a lot of people think it's supposed to be easy though. And I'm like, success not easy. Right? Even a little bit of success isn't easy. So you have to do that hard thing to get yourself to another level, another way of thinking. So I feel bad for people who are in bad situations. I really do. But like you said, where does accountability come in? Let's also look at your decisions, right? We watched this movie called, what was the name of that movie? Oh, it was that movie, The Man That Died Super Young. We were just talking Rob Peace. Y'all see that on Netflix?
Nah.
Don't waste your time. All right. Dude, as a kid, his dad went to jail for like murder or whatever, but he was super smart. His mom worked 3-4 jobs so that he can go to a private school, right? That's what we're talking about. Somebody making the sacrifice.
She made the decision.
She made the decision. Dude went to like Harvard or Yale or something like that on a full ride scholarship, right?
Nope.
Whole time he's starts like selling drugs and stuff because he knows how to do chemistry, so he can make the weed even better. He started selling drugs so that he could pay for his dad's legal defense. His dad ended up dying from cancer, whatever.
Goodness gracious.
So then he gets like a bunch of money. He starts doing construction. That goes well. He never went back to grad school, but it's okay. He got a construction company. They building houses. And then till the financial crisis hit, so that goes south. So what does he do? He goes back to selling drugs. What happens? This genius whose mom worked 3 jobs
to
so he
keep
go
him
to
from
private
doing stuff
school,
like that.
ends up getting murdered.
That's a crazy.
And we can say, I know it's a terrible movie. It's a true story, which makes it even worse.
Oh my gosh.
So we can say, like, man, he had it hard. Yes, but we can also look at his decisions. And you can't tell me, like, well, drugs was the only way. Nah. It wasn't. That's a shortcut.
Yeah.
Success ain't always going to be
short.
Easy. Success can be hard. That's why, like, billionaires and millionaires, they don't want to hear your sob story. They be like, dude, you know how many times I went to bed with nothing to eat and after working a 14, 15-hour day? Like, when I listen to millionaires, that's the kind of stuff I hear. Yeah. They don't want to hear your sob story. That's America don't want to hear.
That's the thing. And I think
ours either.
I think the viewpoint is, just like you're saying, like, people have to change their viewpoint or their stance on what it means to be a success. Because what I hear a lot is like, well, it's not that I didn't have a choice. It's like, this is what I know that I'm good at. I know this. I can make money here. These are the people, the surrounding influence that I had did this same thing and they made money. This is all the rich people that I knew were rich because they sold drugs. So innately, I'm thinking, well, if I can do this, I'm going to do it. But the crazy part is, just as you mentioned, like being pushed to get out of that scene and his mom making the sacrifice to do all that and then just to bring it back. And you know it's bad. Like,
you know at that time, you said he had built a company already?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's successful, yeah. But even still, like, if someone's like, everybody...
That story hurts to hear, to be honest with you.
No, it was really sad. But even if, like now, so, like say young kids like, well, everybody in my community that's successful sells drugs. And it's like, all right, bet. Get on the internet and read about drug dealers. Freeway Ricky Ross. They'll tell you, the man almost served a life sentence. Just not for killing nobody, for selling drugs, right? Yes. Like, it doesn't end well
for anybody.
And you might have to work a 9 to 5. And that might be hard. But it's better than going to prison.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So
and then you work for free for the rest of your life.
No, you get 14 cents an hour.
Yeah, for free. Like I said.
Before we move on to whoever the next topic is, I recently heard a guy say, I hear people have their struggles.
Gina burning the pie.
Oh, I hear you were talking about me talking about the pie. Then look at you. Anyways, he was like, I hear people talk about their struggles, and my thought is, get over it, push past it. And he's like, it's not that I'm not sympathetic to you, but whatever it is that you're going through, I probably met somebody going through worse.
That's how a good mentor is.
Pushed past it.
A good mentor.
So what I need you to do is understand the pain, understand the hurt, and figure out how to move past it.
What our dad tells us all the time: nobody cares about your what?
Your feelings. About your feelings.
My dad told me all the time.
Say, I never heard the word feelings hit so hard. The way he said it. Sounds like a cuss word. Feelings. Golly, bro.
Speaking of feelings, Leonard asked the question.
I posed the question. What did I say?
What number would you take?
Oh my goodness.
In order to do on the
No, absolutely not.
Had nothing to do with feelings. It was but no, all seriousness. So we talked about our country. So question I posed earlier was would you move out of the country? And if so, where? And how do you feel about people that are leaning towards doing that now?
Listen, America is a place with an abundance of opportunity. Probably more than anywhere else. America is also the place with the biggest stick. You know, they got the.
He said biggest stick.
Oh.
But if you heard something else, it has that.
We can draw that parallel as well.
My point is this.
Point still works.
Yeah, point still works.
My point is this. Nobody's messing with America. Okay? I feel safe. I mean, with all the foolishness that happens, I still feel safe in America. And I know that I have opportunity as long as I'm willing to take it in America. So I don't know what it would take for me to leave a country this great and go to a country that, quite frankly,
you called America great?
I feel it's
when has America ever been great? I'm sorry, that's just what they say all the time. No, I feel you. Like, would I ever move out of the country? I don't know. But I do think I would go to Japan. I've never been, but my homeboy just went, and he talking about all the time. He thinking about moving. So, Japan.
Who went to Japan? Who went to Japan?
Somebody I work with.
That's dope.
Yeah, but I love anime. I love video games.
I don't play,
but I just love the history of video game. Samsung's Korea.
No, but I'm saying they still got all that stuff.
But anyways,
it's not dominated by Apple. Is my point.
Okay, yeah. So I think Japan is a place. Like, I don't think moving out the country is bad, but I do agree with Miles. I think America is the best place on the planet, and here's why. Because when something sucks, like if you say your president sucks, you can say that in America.
Yeah.
No prosecution.
Opportunity. That's what I'm saying. Like, the opportunity in America is crazy.
Yeah, we be clowning Donald Trump every day. We call him orange, right? We don't even say his name. People just call him a number. Like, I love that about America because you can get away with that stuff. You can't do that in other places.
Can you do that in Japan?
I don't know. I don't really know how it works. Are you telling me to wrap it up? What do I say? Wrap it up. Oh my goodness. How much time we got?
As much time as you need.
Yeah, we got time.
We got some time. But yeah, I don't know. It's more tempting. Like I'm really into watching like people live abroad and like how their experience is, all different places. Like this guy that I follow that lives in like Singapore, or like another guy that lives, of course, in what's the real rich place? Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
United Emirates.
United Emirates, or even some people that live in some South American countries and stuff. And I'm like, okay, and they're living good lives. And like, congrats to them. They're able to turn like a work from home or internet based job and be able to
pay so much more.
And pay so much more. Like, there was a guy talking about he lives on like a 20th floor high rise, loft building, and he pays $700 a month for rent. And he was showing it's amazing.
Yeah,
like that's something like that would go for him. This is like in the downtown city. He said his water bill is like $14, or his electricity like $14 a month, like something crazy.
I just looked at mine.
Because these lights right here be running mine up.
Dang,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
but like when you hear stuff like that, and he was like, man, they got everything that we have out there. Like people do kind of sell other countries short. Absolutely. In the sense of like, yeah, if I go over there, it's going to be rural. It's going to be terrible. Like, no, there's places that have.
Like, have you heard about the super app? Like in Japan, they have the super app. Mm-hmm. So it's like one app that has everything you need inside of it. Like, we'll talk about it after the show. I'm going to show you the super app. And so like, American companies are trying to develop it now too, because it's like so attractive. Like everybody has like one app that has everything. So yeah, like the technology is crazy. Like they was paying on their phone, pay by phone like 20 years ago in Japan. So, that's great. But here's my question: when we have World War III, where do you want to live?
True.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. We got the big stick. You know what I'm saying?
you need to let that go. You need to.
Did y'all not take a history class?
What you're saying, but you need to do something different.
Karina ruined it basically.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you can't bring it back.
Don't bring it back a third time. We got the big gun.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. There you go.
That's not what I think it was the president that said walk around with a big stick. Anyways, but we got the big gun.
Bring it back a third time.
You feel me? And so with that being said, I'm sorry I paid attention in class. Oh, my bad. With that being said, when things happen, I want to be with the people that I feel can protect me best. Yeah. Like if there's one place I don't think is about to face a nuclear threat, it's America. Because before it gets here, we have defenses, and if you are dumb enough to attack us, that means we're
geologically positioned so well, though.
Yeah, we really are. Like you have to cross oceans.
It's amazing
to get here.
Because we're not worried about Canada.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not worried about those guys.
I'll play the advocate. Like, there's other countries that have less history of violence than ours does, and
I agree with that.
We don't have to worry about World War III. We got folks right now just shoot up Walmart for no reason.
1,000%.
So
because other countries like don't deal with gun violence
at all.
Like there's other countries where there's no such thing as somebody got shot. And here in America, I think we celebrated 5 days of New York not having any violent shootings or something like that. It was like the first time in 30 years. It went 5 days. That's just one city. Crazy. So yeah, I agree with that. And that's why I was like, Japan seems nice. I'm just saying when stuff pop off, I know to come.
I just be like, when one of those places gets attacked because Russia or somebody decides, okay, we're taking this territory now, and then I'm like, where do I want to be? You know?
Because I get you.
Because that place is not gonna be able to fight against Russia.
I get you, but some people will say like, "Hey, my country's been around. Other countries out there. I mean, I won't name like Switzerland. I don't know. I'm just guessing, right? We haven't had any type of attack on us. Or any type of this or that.
Listen, if it wasn't for America, all of Europe would just be called one country right now. It'd be called Germany. All of Europe would just be called Germany right now.
That's a great point
for America. So, yeah, man. I think living abroad is cool, but I'm not like I think I would want to. I'm not scared like that. I do like America though.
Good place. I think I would want to try living like abroad for like a month or something one time.
An extended stay?
Yeah.
I would definitely do that.
Just to see how it is.
Like, cause my job is mostly remote. Like, if they did let us just like go remote, oh yeah,
Boys out of there.
Yeah, just to see how, because there's a lot of places. I mean, like I said, I've looked at tons of videos and like different people that I follow on YouTube that like. I'm like, okay, it looks like a good experience or a good time where, puts out one.
The one thing I'm not doing though is I'm not eating off no street vendor that don't use like.
India's not where we're going.
You see, they be like scooping with their hands. I need a lot of penicillin.
Because you've been too Americanized, you need to get back to your roots. You know what I'm saying?
Iron stomachs, man.
Yeah, that's different.
Got to. I'm watching it, and my stomach start hurting. You know?
I wanted to ask a question. I'm sorry. It's just burning inside of me. I want to know because Super Bowl coming up.
Let's go.
I gotta know what songs y'all think Kendrick is performing.
It's Kung Fu Kenny.
This is your prediction.
Mm-hmm. All right. Number one song he's got to do, Like Us.
Yeah, they've already advertised it like a couple times in the film.
And he's
there's no reason
they
why
playing that at all the games right now.
There's no reason why he shouldn't do it.
So he's
got to do. We're gonna feel cheated.
He's also gonna do Foot Up on the Gas when somebody got to do it. Cause I saw like NFL memes or something like that.
Definitely. I mean,
with a sweatshirt.
The whole aspect of the song is like big horns. It almost sounds like Super Bowl.
It's gonna have perfect for the band.
Yeah, I think he made. I almost think he made that specifically for.
Think so?
Almost.
That's
yeah.
Foresight.
It just
foresight.
It just seems like a.
I mean,
Super Bowl
but what if he knew he had it anyways? Like, what if he already knew?
I don't know.
But I don't know. That's complete speculation.
Yeah,
100% speculation.
If I had to guess, I think.
I think he's gonna do Sit Down, Be Humble. I think he's gonna work that in there some kind of way.
Possibly. I don't think he'll do that one though.
You don't think so?
Nah.
New York Times says an 85% chance. That's what they voted on that.
Well, Humble?
Yeah, they got an 85%.
Yeah, it is one of his biggest songs.
Yeah, I think it's a great one to go.
Yeah, I think
Sit Down Little.
Almost got it.
But he's gonna have to do some heavy editing.
True.
Sit Down Little. That's how it's gonna
You
go.
think you gotta do heavy editing?
There was a radio version of that. I mean, there's a radio version for all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you don't gotta edit nothing. He knows what he's doing.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
He know how to get his money.
We're gonna get a performance. But yeah, those are definitely high on the list. Let me think. Sleeper, maybe, possibly Be All Right.
We gonna be all right.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's not on there.
But I mean, I think that's. But I think did he do that? Did he do that at the Super Bowl performance that
when he was there with
I don't know.
I forget what he did
last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah, I forgot.
Maybe 3.
Last year was Usher, right?
Yeah, Usher, and then before Usher was. What's the?
I think it was 2 years ago.
But yeah,
those are my guesses. They got Poetic Justice. They say that's the number one song, like a guarantee.
Well, I mean, Drake is on that song. Do you think he's gonna do that one? No.
You want to just start it up?
I mean,
just a little teaser of it.
Maybe
that'd be hilarious.
No, I mean, that's hilarious. That would be hilarious.
They got no, I'm just kidding. But they got Not Like Us, TV Off, Squabble Up,
Squabble Up,
Humble,
Squabble Up,
All the Stars, Money Trees, Family Ties, and Euphoria. But I mean, he's got to do Luther.
Yes,
or 30 for 30.
Yes, this is gonna be there.
Because those are the last 2 songs they did.
Yeah, one of those songs are getting done.
And I like Luther.
Yeah.
You think so?
Luther definitely. I think Luther's definitely gonna. They're definitely.
That's my song right now.
Luther was one of the.
I like Dr. Blue a lot.
I mean, he could do that whole song.
I like Dr.
About
Blue.
What, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be dope.
Speaking of NFL, what's your predictions for the big game?
I'm going with the. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I never bet against my homie Patrick Mahomes. Never. I hope the Eagles win.
Me too.
Why? I actually like the Eagles.
Get the Eagles.
You know what I mean?
They got a blacker quarterback.
Definitely got a blacker quarterback. And you know I root for black quarterbacks. Like I have no shame with that.
Yeah, but it'll be a black quarterback.
Listen, they got the MVP of the league on the squad.
Is he black? Is he?
Have you seen his daddy?
You guys are bypassing the real reason why we
have you seen his daddy?
All right, what's the real reason?
You got the MVP of the league on the squad.
You talking about Saquon?
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, you know what?
He's not winning MVP.
No, for real. Saquon, because y'all see the video when they were like, is someone even willing to pay that much for Saquon?
Oh,
when
yeah.
they thought about letting him go?
Saquon deserves it more than anybody on that floor.
Yeah, for them to let him go and he'll come out first year.
That'd be crazy.
Super Bowl.
That'd be a great reason to laugh at the Giants, but I still want the black man to 3-peat.
Nah,
I don't
we're
care.
Gonna let the black man Jalen get the dub.
But I'm definitely rooting for the Eagles.
Mahomes will be back next year anyway.
Yeah, I mean he's in for the next 10 years. He's got it locked up. Who's gonna beat him?
Lamar Jackson?
No. He can't put it together. They can't.
They can't. And I was rooting for Lamar this year.
For some reason, they stopped running the ball when they get
Lamar's amazing. But I don't know what's going on.
It ain't all. I ain't even blaming him no more. At first, you blame him, but this I don't put it on.
When you drop a catch
like that, yeah,
that's terrible.
But didn't Lamar fumble?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
It was a pretty bad.
Okay, so.
But still.
But he brought them back. That's my point, though.
I'm just saying they could get back and he didn't fumble.
They recovered from that, and I was like, "Oh, let's do."
I'm just saying football is more than one place. I'm not going to put all.
Absolutely,
yeah, you can't.
I'm just saying I don't put it on Lamar.
Speaking of sports, Bronny James is the best
example of nepotism.
Listen,
what's going on? Y'all know I don't watch basketball that much right now.
Listen, that's what I say. And if you guys ever check out Gil's Arena, shout out to Gil's Arena.
I watch Gil's Arena a lot.
He was talking a lot about it, and they're talking about some people talking trash about Bronny, but he was kind of saying like he didn't have a bad game, and I was like, well, that's tough to say he didn't have a bad game because I mean, Reddit came out and said that, and he basically almost I don't know if he apologized, but he said something along the lines like maybe he had a bad game or should put him in that situation, or people were saying maybe you shouldn't have put him in that situation rather. Mm-hmm. Because he played. If you didn't know, he did. I think he started. And then he played like 15, 20. He played like 15 minutes, which typically he doesn't play. And he played at the beginning of the game. Of course, Tyrese Maxey was getting the buckets. But he had 3 turnovers, no points. I think he was 0 for 3 or no 0 for 6 or something like that. I'm not sure.
I got a rule. Somebody dropped more than 35 points on you, and you don't have a technical foul. You're not trying.
But look,
I honestly believe that. Because at some point,
I get you. But I mean, just as you mentioned before about the NFL, it is a team sport, and the Lakers have a problem with good point guards. Period. If a point guard is on point, Jamal Murray, Tyrese in this situation,
because we let Lonzo Ball go.
True, that could be very. But I mean, we would have had an injured Lonzo Ball for how many years? So I don't mind that.
Lonzo didn't play for like 2.5. Yeah,
the last 2.
But yeah, whenever we did have a good defensive backcourt is when we won the championship. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that with Max Christie. He's playing good defense. He's, but we don't really have somebody who guards.
Bring back Caruso.
Yeah, like Austin Reeves, he plays his heart out. He tries his best. I think a lot of his defense is his offense. The fact that they have to guard him too. Mm-hmm. But Austin Reeves is not a great defender. Decent defender. He's not just a liability, but we're gonna need somebody who can like play great on ball defense. Now we do have Vanderbilt back in the lineup. He's been playing decent. You got Dorian Finney-Smith, but they're 6'5" and up. They're not keeping up with these dudes throughout the whole. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But what I will say is, come bring that back to Bronny. You just got to leave him in the G League for now. He was thriving in the G League. This kills his confidence.
He dropped 30 in the G League twice.
Yeah. And caught a body. He dunked on somebody.
He boomed on somebody.
Yeah. And it's just like, but then you put him up against arguably one of the best point guards, an all-star, literally. An all-star. And yeah, Tyrese is like, oh, I'm cooking this dude. Like, there's no way. That's offensive to him. It's like even more so. Like,
why would you put this man? Yeah, I feel it.
That's pretty disrespectful when you think about it.
How LeBron take it?
I think they're taking a stride, and I think the great thing about Bronny is he doesn't lose. You know what I mean? If you think about it, at the end of the day, he can't lose.
He's in a win-win situation.
His mentality has to be like, yeah, they're going to talk about me. They've been talking about me since I started playing basketball.
Since he was born.
Yeah, literally.
Doesn't matter.
Spotlight.
James last name. He good.
Exactly. Spotlight's been on him since high school, since whenever, right? As far as people talking negatively about his game. So I think this is just another thing to go. I think what people do is we're so crazily focused on a short-term thing. Like that's one game. And I'm sure there's tons of people who you say are NBA ready that would have dropped 41 on them too that night and probably wouldn't have scored either.
But they would have had the technical.
Exactly.
Because you got to show me something. That's disrespectful. You just
but
dropped 40 points on me.
You got to think about who he is. Like, he's a young kid.
No, I don't think anybody in the history of basketball has ever just been out there having fun the way he is. That's all he got to do. He has other people go to the NBA to provide for their family.
Mm-hmm.
What's his check gonna do? His check can't pay his dad's taxes. He's not there to. He has no pressure. He's there having fun.
That's a $8 million check.
How I feel about Bronny? I feel like shout out to him for being good enough to be put in this situation.
Yeah, better than me. I'll tell you that much.
But being good enough to be put in this situation, not the same thing as being actually good enough to be in the situation. He's good enough to be put in this situation solely based on how amazing his father is. Because as a Lakers fan,
I wouldn't say solely.
No, it's solely based on his father. As a Lakers fan, I can't justify a single minute he's been on the floor except for the first minute when we were able to say, look what happened. A dad and his son.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, I don't think Bronny's bringing money to LA. LeBron is bringing money to LA.
Nah, father-son duos. That's easy. You gotta get both jerseys. You gotta buy both.
I'm trying not to be offended.
But who's better, Jello?
Jello is better than Bronny. Jello's always been better than Bronny.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like I said, I haven't watched.
There's nothing you can point to from Bronny James that says he's better than LiAngelo.
Yeah, I feel like you give LiAngelo Ball that opportunity, he's not.
He's getting the technical at least. He's gonna score.
Yeah, he will.
Jello's gonna score.
Yeah, he gonna score.
Bronny is averaging less than a point per game right now.
But that's what your dad afforded. His dad afforded him the not just to get to the league, right? But the opportunity to actually play.
Yeah.
Like there's tons of guys right now who could ball, but they just don't get the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and that's the thing. That's one thing that I'm saying, like, keep him in the G League. If he keeps balling out in the G League, then of course you give him an opportunity. And I think that's kind of what the mentality was with him playing against the Sixers. He just had a big 30-point game.
Build upon
that. Let's give him some more confidence. Let's get him in the game a little bit more, right? Because, and I think I'm gonna just be real. I think there is push from the back office, not just from Bron. I don't think Bron is actually pushing anything.
Nothing happens without Bron's approval.
Well, true, but there's I believe there's a push in the back office at the higher end to or even just on the NBA end, not even just the Lakers organization, to get Bronny some play because NBA ratings are lower. If Bronny is balling right now, let's just be real.
No, if he dropped 30,
that'd be crazy.
Listen, let's say Bronny, let's say they start Bronny against the Nuggets. We have a problem with the Nuggets all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He drops 40 on Jamal Murray's head, and we win.
It'll
go crazy.
It will be insane. People would be watching. People watch Caitlin Clark and how she put, the WNBA back on the map.
Would be crazy.
People would be going crazy. When he gets in the game, it doesn't matter where they're at. The whole crowd is cheering. Everybody's like, oh, when it's trash minutes, everybody's screaming Bronny in the stands.
Yeah.
So they want to see. Ultimately, at people that go to games, they want to see Bronny do well. Now, of course, there's a ton of people that want to see him, crash and burn.
Yeah.
But we're not thinking about it.
Yeah,
but it'll bring so much money. So I believe there is somewhat of a push.
So you think that people are hoping that Bronny James can go from somebody who, respectfully, no one thought he was actually good enough to play in the NBA except for him and his dad.
I don't think no one thought that.
I don't know of anybody who watched Bronny James and said, you know what? He's going to be good at the NBA level.
People said Gilbert talks about him, and
Gilbert Arenas is the biggest LeBron James fan. He can't say anything negative about anything connected to LeBron James.
Sure, but there's a lot of people that share his opinion. I don't really share his opinion entirely on Bronny, but I believe he makes good points.
This is my thing though. So you're saying that they want whatever you think people talk about Bronny. Nobody actually expecting him to be good this year.
Nobody should expect him to be good this year because
if you're in the league,
you're a rookie, No, if you're a rookie and you're a second round, what did you get picked? It doesn't matter who was in. Listen, let's just be real about it. Lakers go and pick somebody else, right? Like they had Jalen Hood-Schifino. Jalen Hood-Schifino could ball a little bit, right? Probably deserves it more as far as skill wise. No, he definitely does deserve it more as far as skill wise than Bronny. But nobody knows about him. Nobody cares. That's exactly what would have happened if they would just pick somebody else. Like in most cases, right? You get the rare Isaiah Thomas
Lakers
at the last pick.
This is my point. Wait. This is my point. The Lakers don't have a single person that they could play for 20 minutes, and that person averages 0 points, and it would be okay.
Sure.
That's my point. But he's getting that kind of opportunity.
He is.
That's what I mean by you want him to do something that nobody expected him to do.
That's
you want him to be dragged in.
I did mention
you want to listen.
LeBron afforded him the opportunity. He absolutely afforded him the opportunity.
He did.
So in regards to actually getting an opportunity to play, but I think Bronny still had to do enough to pass the eye test of being good enough to play basketball at a high level, which he is good enough to play basketball at a high level because he's playing like not everybody averages 30 in the G League. Like, or not, I'm not saying he averaged 30, but I know he
hit it twice. 30.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and played a pretty decent game. I tried to watch the full game of that.
Well, I'm rooting for him.
But I am rooting for him, and I'm leaning more away from him being trash or equating him with just being a bad basketball player, especially off of 1 or 2 games. Like, he really hasn't had a full opportunity to show us stuff, and I think it will bode him well to just stay in the G League longer and build himself up there, and then eventually come to the team.
Yeah, he never had the full college year, so
I think he could become a decent NBA player. I think he could, but I think right now, like from what I saw in college, because I did watch him in college, and that's my point. And I didn't. But I watched when he did play though. That's when he did, and I didn't see anything so special to say that's the guy that anybody should draft.
Sure.
All right, we just crossed the hour mark. So what else y'all got?
All right, quick segment.
I got some quick stuff too. Let's go quick stuff.
All right, I'm gonna ask you this trivia question. I need you to answer. Okay.
Yeah.
You spot a boat full of people, but there isn't a single person on board. How is that possible?
What did you just say?
Everybody did.
No.
And I'm not wasting my time.
Spot a boat full of people, but there isn't a single person on board. How is that possible?
Is this a trivia question or a riddle?
This sounds like something for ChatGPT. I don't know. But listen,
the boat is made of steel.
I don't
think about it.
The boat is made of steel.
Water.
Listen closely.
And I don't do freaky stuff.
Listen closely to what I'm saying. Listen closely to
this
what I'm
felt
saying.
like one of Diddy's
Man,
yachts.
heck no.
Something like that.
This is far away
There's
from
bag oil on this yacht somewhere.
Listen closely to what I'm saying. You spot a boat full of people.
I spot a boat full of people,
but there isn't a single person on board.
Oh, everybody's married.
There you go, buddy.
Okay. You know what? When I slowed it down, I picked it up. When you slowed it down, I picked it up.
All right, we got one more.
All right, let's do it. I didn't know that's what we was doing. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I got
so
you.
if you didn't catch the answer, everyone on board is married. So not a single person on board.
Yeah.
That means everybody is with someone. All right, here we go. How could a man go outside in the pouring rain without protection and not have a hair on his head get wet?
Are you the person outside?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you call the ball quick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. I wanted to lay that. Okay,
You
well,
gotta have ChatGPT write some up for you because I'm too good at this.
We'll do a tiebreaker one to see who can get this one. Okay, we'll just do a quick tiebreaker. Let's see what y'all got. All right, here we go. I'll pick one here. All right. Okay, here we go. If you have one, you want to share it. But once you share it, you do not have it. What is it?
What? You say secret? Dang, secret sounds
well,
good.
he repeated it, so I guess we'll get the point to the limit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
there we go. Yeah, secret.
That was about that, but also thought about some other randomness. Go ahead, Larry.
All right, quick. Just answer the question.
That is the segment.
Just answer the question and no more than 2 minutes to justify.
Gotcha.
Y'all heard about the shorty that sued Lyft because she got denied?
Yes.
Was you letting her in your car? Oh, you haven't?
No.
Show a picture of her.
Are you letting her in your car?
Goodness.
She called an Uber or a Lyft or whatever.
What kind of car am I driving?
Let's just say
let's call it a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know. That's hard.
That's tough.
That is a question. Like, you really gotta consider that.
When you get on a plane and you're of that caliber of size, okay,
you gotta buy 2 seats.
And when you order an Uber, you can order a bigger.
Exactly.
And you gotta order an
Escalade. When I first heard it, I was like, "Listen, man, the lady ordered Uber, let her get in the car." But then someone was showing me like somebody inside of another car, like a person 300 some pounds inside a car, and it did lean the car and mess the car up. So
that's
legitimately
that's
a lot of room.
Listen, you messing my money up.
Yeah,
whatever you about to give me for this Uber ride, it ain't worth it.
Yeah,
it ain't worth it unless you dropping some money for real. Which in that case, it's just not worth it. So I don't blame the guy who denied her.
She might get paid though. Well, maybe, I don't know.
She might get paid.
Nah. Nah. Lawyers are going to be able to defend that. That looks easy to defend. If he's driving a Civic,
well, in Trump's America, you're right. We might stick to logic,
bro. Driving a Civic, that's going to be easy.
It was like a BMW, something like that.
Oh, that's even
driving a sedan.
You know how much it costs to get a BMW service and fixed?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It's like a BMW.
Yeah, to drive a sedan, you can defend that.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely defend that.
Yeah, no.
That's safety concern.
I thought the Christian in y'all would, give him a ride.
The Christian in me. Oh, I'm gonna say something mean. It was so in line with scripture.
My goodness.
That's the Holy Spirit working. Before you get going, the Holy Spirit pull you right on back. Say, don't you do that. Don't do that. But yeah, I would just say that you got to take some responsibility over some things in your life. And when you don't, sometimes things get out of hand and you can't be mad at the results afterwards. And that's a situation where you can't be mad at somebody.
That's kind of like the people that like sued McDonald's for like the supersize or whatever. Like you're the reason why I'm fat.
Accountability.
Because I can't stop going. The food is too good, and you made it. Look at the portion size; they're too big. That's why I'm fat.
All right, one more rapid fire. Trump just made it to where all U.S. government employees have to remove their pronouns from their bio.
I don't care.
Yeah, that don't care mean anything to me. All it does is possibly let me know what someone's sexual orientation is, which again, I don't know why I would need to know that in the first place.
Exactly. No reason to know.
Make America straight again.
This guy.
Straight again.
This guy. Yeah, that doesn't. I don't care if your pronouns are there or not. And again, it really doesn't do nothing.
It's not. See, here's the thing with me and the pronouns. It's not. I have no problem with how a person chooses to identify themselves at all. My problem is how you want to force me to believe that there's more than just male and female. Mm-hmm. Unless it is a oddity, what do you call it? Mutation or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know?
Anomaly.
It's male and female. Mm-hmm. That's just honestly what I believe. I don't believe there's 700 different genders. I believe there's male and female. Now you can present yourself
700 different ways.
700 different ways. But don't tell me that there's, more of that. So I like that the common sense is coming back.
You think so? You think common sense is coming back?
Nah.
In that matter, 100%. I guess.
I mean, common sense is probably being more pushed now at the forefront.
Bro, y'all watch
but common sense is being fought against more than ever.
Yeah, it's a battle against common sense.
Y'all watched the What is a Woman documentary though, right?
I did not.
I saw that.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, you should check it out. Yeah, watch it. And I if someone else won, basically, dude was going around asking people what is a woman. He was asking doctors and everything. Nobody could answer it. Dude went over to Africa and asked like this tribe, like, what is a woman? And they laughed at him. Like, why is this a question? What do you mean? And that's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you mean? What is a woman?
What is a woman?
It's
What do
a
you
woman.
mean? It's a woman. Yeah. So, yeah, in that aspect, I'm glad that there's some common sense coming back.
I mean, I guess, but like you said, common sense is being fought against.
Yeah,
It's a war.
Yeah, well,
a war on common sense. It's crazy. Yeah, I think we done covered just about everything.
Karina said, "Y'all done."
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
She
Somebody
said,
didn't eat.
"All right."
Mm-hmm. Well, even if,
Oh my goodness.
well, I know I had a good time today.
I
know
had
you
a
had a
good
great time.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, we got a couple of
reparations.
haters in the crowd. You know,
Couple of
You know,
haters.
we talked about the advancement of colored people.
yeah,
You know, I feel great.
yeah, it was a great time. So, yeah, this is in the podcast. Miles, go ahead and take us out.
Yeah, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. And the Lord God loves you even more than that.
Mm.
Secondly, hit that, smash that.
Whoa.
I hit the like button.
The like button.
I hit the like button.
The subscribe button.
It's live.
Triple
right now.
smash it. You feel me? Triple smash the subscribe button. And be sure to share with somebody else. We got a lot of big things that we
Look
want
good,
to
too.
do, that we would love to do.
Yeah.
And you know, some likes, some subscriptions would help us to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that I want to do all involve giving stuff away to people like whoever's watching this right now. So definitely do that. With that being said, y'all, this is the Three Good Guys podcast. My name is Miles. His name is Brian. His name is Leonard. And we out of here. Lego. This, if you don't stop that food.
I'm looking kind of good. I'm just looking at myself right now. Like, let's go. Wait,
Now
did
you
you stop it yet?
in the stream.
Oh, mercy.
It's still going.
We look so ghetto.
Goodness gracious.
Can I come in?
Yeah.